The most pressure that I ever felt, I think we played the Bermuda Bowl 2 years ago in Marrakesh. We played the quarterfinals against Switzerland. We were playing the first day. Everything was smooth. We were up by 42 or something after the first day. So the Bermuda Bowl is 2 days knockout. The second day started off. We lost the whole advantage, like the 42 in the first two matches. And we came down to the last, for the sixth segment, which is the last one tied. And this was I like playing under pressure, but it was like, you want to beat them so much because you're playing against Switzerland. You were already up by 40, like at halftime. You're like, okay, this thing's going well in the morning. You just knock them out, but it's suddenly you're in tight match in the last quarter.
I'm very excited to welcome my friend, one half of the best pair in the American Contract Bridge League this past year. He was my teammate in the 2023 Mixed World Championships. Ami Zamir. He's, how do I introduce you? Like, I feel like saying that you're a nice guy is not a great, like, you're just like, I'm really happy to have you on, Ami, because you really are a pleasure. It's always good to see you. I played against you in Iceland recently, and this is a terrible introduction. Hi.
It's okay. Let's just get it started. I'm happy to be here also. I'm sure we'll have.
You had a great year last year.
Yeah.
You had your first child. You won 2 events at the summer NABC.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's going to be hard to top being on the setting trick in 2025.
Yeah, this is the very start.
See, this is why I was nervous, because it's like I've lost my ability to communicate.
Nah, it's okay. Take your time. Where
do you live? Do you live in Tel Aviv?
I live in a city like 20 minutes from Tel Aviv. Not exactly Tel Aviv, but it's pretty close. In Israel, we live all basically close to each other because we're a small country. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
What's the name of your city?
Called Petach Tikva.
I've never heard of it. So you probably were expecting that I wouldn't have heard of it.
Yeah, that's why I always do it like in coordination of Tel Aviv. Because that's a city people know. So,
how did you end up in this city?
So me and my now wife, we lived in Tel Aviv for like 3 years. And then she got pregnant and we were expecting a child. And in Tel Aviv, basically the apartments are very small and you're probably familiar with it from New York. It's basically the same, like in Manhattan. It's not good. So we wanted like a good place to live in. And this was pretty close to Tel Aviv, so it was convenient with Noah's work, and we ended up here.
Is your wife a bridge player?
No, not at all.
How did you meet her?
We met in high school, end of high school. Yeah.
So high school sweethearts, we would say.
Yeah.
And you just had a baby girl, your first baby, in December?
Yeah, that's right.
What's her name?
Dana. Her name is Dana.
And I don't know. I feel like I'm going to say this. This is like, and Dana's birth.
Yeah, she was birthed early. Like
premature.
Premature. So she was supposed to be in like late December, and then it was like during the fall nationals in Las Vegas. So basically, we were supposed to play the last event of the year, the Rising Year, and suddenly I got a phone call, like basically 5 minutes before game time or something like that, and it was like, yeah, we need to do like a C-section like immediately, and then I decided to went back home and in the middle of the nationals, and now we are 4 months later.
And what was that like?
She's safe
Like
and happy.
getting that call so far away? Is it your wife that called you?
Yeah, my wife called me. This was like, first of all, I was like really scared because it's, it's, you're so far away. So you want to like,
right.
you didn't even care about it's like, it's not about the bridge anymore. It's just like, you want to be there with with your wife when she's in this moment in our life. But, and then like practically what do you do? Like you're going to play a tournament. You have a team. We were four-handed at the time. So you're like, everyone depends on you. Like you need to, like, you have a partner, you have teammates, you need to. Yeah. But I was lucky to have a good team that I talked to them and they were like, listen, if you want to go, just go. We'll figure it out. And this is what happened. And they found a nice teammates and I went back home and
yeah, I imagine that would be very, very difficult situation. I remember finding out about it, like you were still in Las Vegas and just being concerned for you. So I was very happy when I found out, that you had a healthy baby.
Yeah, this was the most important thing. At the end of the day,
did you have internet on the flight? Like, had she given birth by the time you got back to Israel, or
no? So it was actually when I was still in Vegas. Like it was the last night that I was in Vegas. So I video called her like right before and right after. And then I basically went like to sleep for 2 hours and then I fly back home immediately to the hospital to watch some Viograph. I need to watch my partner playing a little bit all night. And then, yeah.
So she had given birth before you even left Vegas. And the thing that I was going to say that sounded like pretty petty was that like it cost you, being co-player of the year with your partner, Oren.
Yeah. I mean, it was, my concern was that Oren is not going to win it because then I would just feel because then I would be like, okay, I lost it for both of us. Now I just know I lost it for me. So I'm like, okay, at least it's just for myself because it's at times it looked like someone going to pass us like from behind. And I was like, that's going to be bad because then I would feel bad for both of us. But now it's, now that I know that I just lost to Oren, it's okay.
Where did Fleischer finish in the, because Marty was third.
Yeah, Marty so Fleischer he was basically needed to finish first or second, I think, in the Rising.
In the Risinger.
And he was leading like something like 9 boards to go in the Rising.
Wow.
So I was looking at it in the hospital. I was texting Oren like, listen, we need to do something like some sort of black magic to it, like, because it's not looking good. But then some things came up and he ended up third, like by point something. So we were.
Wow. That's funny, man. Like, I've never been in a position where I was ever threatening to win Player of the Year. So I don't know what that's like. How did you, like, obviously you had a great, the summer in ABC, you won the Roth, which is a 3-day Swiss at the end. And prior to that, you won the 3-day Life Master Pairs. And that was after finishing second in the Platinum Pairs in the spring. So you guys won the Fishbein Trophy, which is the most master points at the summer NABC.
Yeah. So the summer was an awesome tournament. We had like a great run there. And the funny part about this tournament is that it's actually, I think this is the tournament that we fought the most, like during the years that we were playing. Like we had a very big fight. Like we won the pairs, and it was great fun. And then we played the spin gold, and we lost like the round of 32, I think. And we were just having a big fight because we were playing not so good, and we were having a big fight. And then a few days later, we started off the Swiss, and we were like, we kind of okay, but not really. And then we had like a dinner, just the two of us, like a day before the finals of the Swiss, and we were talking for like 3 hours about everything that happened. We were like, okay, let's just go out and win the finals of the Swiss, and then the next day we just won the Swiss. So it was a funny roller coaster of a tournament. This one.
What was the issues that you were fighting about?
It was basically just about bridge, I think. It was nothing like interesting. It was just like regular bridge stuff that I was like, that we misunderstood each other, and we both thought that like the other guy could have made it easier on him. And at the end of the day, when things like that happens, usually both sides are right. Like usually both sides could have been easier on the other side, but they try to be more sophisticated than they should be, and we ended up losing the match and having, yeah.
How much did you lose by in the spin gold?
I don't remember. I think it was something like 20. It wasn't so close, but it was like, we just didn't play so well. And
come on, tell me.
No, I don't know. We just lost this match. It always feels bad. Like you probably feel the same. Like when you feel like you are losing the match. Like when you are like, obviously you can. For me, the way I look at it, like you can win most matches by yourself. Like I always feel like I could be the one that win the match. Like most matches, even if we lost by 50, I look down and I was like, oh, if I would do just these 6 things right, we would win the match and we would be okay. And it's always, you can look at it as like, just take the blame on yourself. But when you also, sometimes you just do normal stuff and you just lose the match, and that's okay. But when you play shitty and lose, you feel so bad for the team, and then for yourself just losing. It's
particularly when you're on a sponsored team, I would think. Like I think about like sponsoring teams, and if I would love to have you guys as my teammates. And I just think about like some of the money that some people spend on these teams, and like when you like, it's one thing to do that and do well, but to do it and not do well, like losing the round of 32 or something,
especially when you feel like someone doesn't like, you can lose, obviously that's the game. Like no one like expect to hire us and like win. Like it's not like that, but like sometimes when you're not performing so well, you feel like you're like not, when someone is like, and if someone hires us and at the end of the week is like, yeah, they were okay, I would feel really bad about myself. Like obviously we can lose a match, we can lose, like we cannot play our best game, but we want to always like be like at the end of the day, the guy that hires us would be like, yeah, I had a great time. They played their ass off. They tried their best, and we didn't win, but we had a good run. Like this is what you wanna, even when it's not going so well to happen.
What do you think is the most pressure you've ever felt at the bridge table?
The most pressure that I ever felt, I think we played the Bermuda Bowl 2 years ago in Marrakesh. We played the quarterfinals against Switzerland. We were playing the first day. Everything was smooth. We were up by 42 or something after the first day. So the Bermuda Bowl is 2 days knockout. The second day started off, we lost the whole advantage, like the 42 in the first 2 matches, and we came down to the last for the sixth segment, which is the last one tied. And this was I felt I like playing under pressure, but it was like, you want to beat them so much because you're playing against Switzerland. You're already up by 40, like at halftime. You're like, okay, this thing's going well in the morning. You just knock them out, but it's suddenly you're in tight match in the last quarter, and yeah. But usually I like playing under pressure. I mean, I much prefer to play under pressure than playing like when we have basically no chance. Like we're playing a Paris game and we are like between 20 and 30 plays. It's like, for me, it's no fun. I like playing I much rather play like the most pressure matches, like the last quarters, like when we are in contention. This is the most fun I have playing. Like this is.
So how many boards was the last segment of that match?
I think 14, maybe 16.
And did you know
16,
when you came out?
16
Did
probably.
you know already, like when you came? Did you know when did you know the result?
So we basically played and we were like, we didn't think we were gonna win. We thought we were like, okay, we have a chance. I think like, but the other side, they played like really, really, really well. Like according to their cards, it's not even that our pair didn't play well. They just beat a lot of slams, like guessed a lot of queens, and they beat us. And after the match, Bukowski came to me and he was like, "This is probably the best segment that I've ever played." Like, like, okay, at least this is the way to lose.
So he was at the other table?
He was at the other table, yeah.
Is he your age?
I think he's 1 year older than me.
That guy's pretty good,
Yeah,
that is his best ever segment.
Player. Yeah.
What? It's funny. I looked up your butlers for the Bermuda Bowl and for the Europeans, and you and Oren were kind of like in the mid to high 30s for both, and Dror and Ilan, your Israeli teammates, were both like kind of like 75, around 70.75, 0.8 for both, which was interesting. Like I was like, that's. Yeah. I wonder if it seems like would be more of a coincidence, but it was.
Yeah, I feel Alon and Dror are a great pair. They both all the tournaments that they play with us, they play like, it's not just the butler. Sometimes the butler is just like, you're not playing the good teams. You just do this, you do that, but they just played really, really well. They always, like, they had both great runs because, sometimes you go out of a match and you're like, we've never went out of a match and we lost like when we were expected to win or something like that. Always they had like solid scores, good scores. Both of the time they played really, really well. I was very impressed by their performances.
And so just for people that don't know as much about this, so the Europeans every 2 years are closed. They're like the national championship. So all the European teams play, and you guys, Israel plays in Europe for that, even though I think technically Israel's in Asia. Isn't that true?
It's combination, but in all sports we play under Europe, like because of political stuff. But basically it's every 2 years we're playing like the top 8 qualify to the Bermuda Bowl, but it's a quite big tournament by itself. Like it's not like just a qualification for the Bermuda Bowl. It's just like, it's a big deal. It's the European Championship. Everyone wants to win. Everyone sending their best players. Like, the big tournament.
And so you guys you have to finish, I think, in the top 8 to qualify for the Bermuda Bowl?
Right. Yeah.
And you guys finished 5th, I think?
We finished 5th, yeah. Yeah. We started off, the recent Europeans, we started off after 3 days, we were like 25th out of 30. And it was just then we had a good run to finish like in the top 8 pretty comfortably, but it was like we started off so bad.
That happens.
Yeah, it definitely happened. And this tournament, all this, both the Bermuda Bowl and the Europeans, and they are very, very long. It's like it's
Yeah.
very long tournaments. Like you can play 2 weeks, basically have the same routine of playing. Like it's not even like the nationals that you have like one day you play the pairs, one day you play like you have the same routine. You play 3 matches per day for 2 weeks, and you eat in the same place the lunch, you eat in the same place the morning. It feels like yeah, and sometimes and usually you're gonna have some bad runs, you're gonna have some good runs, you're gonna have some matches that you feel like okay we are the best team, and some matches you feel like we are the worst team, and you just need to understand that it's such a marathon playing this event.
Well, it's great that you guys all play, for Israel. That you and Oren and Dror and on play. Like, I didn't recognize the other pair, and from the I don't remember if I looked at I didn't recognize the third pair.
Yeah, they are mainly playing in Israel, the third pair that we played within the last European. Yeah, we love playing for Israel. Like it's the best for us. Like we go and we play and we have a lot of fun, and we're really excited for it. We also we practice for it. We really wanna win, and hopefully this Bermuda Bowl we will win.
Where is the Bermuda Bowl?
It's in the same place as Europeans. It's gonna be in Herning, Denmark.
Okay. How's that?
It's okay, I guess. I mean, it's not as exciting as the last ones. Like we played in Marrakesh, which was amazing. Like it was for me, it was way better, but it's more of a small place. Like it's okay.
How do you get to Marrakesh from Israel?
Basically, most of the places that we want to go from Israel, we need to take like a flight to Europe and then go from there. Especially now with a lot of airfares like canceling a lot of flights, so now we need to take an Israeli company outside of Israel and then travel from there, basically like regular people. But
so we have a friend in common, Adi Asseline. I don't actually. Maybe I'm probably not saying her last. How do you say her last name?
Asseline.
Asseline. So Adi. So I played in the 50th Tel Aviv Bridge Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And I met Adi and her partner Ilah Levi there. And we hit it off. And they were like featured in the movie that I made, which was not like happy news to them. Because they were on the Israeli team that lost like a pretty big upset comeback in the semifinal to the American team that we featured in the film. And so I met Ilah first, and I told her, about the film, and she's like, "What?" But anyway, like I became great friends with Ilah and Adi, and we played when we played the World Championships as teammates in the mix. You played with Adi.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to her for this conversation, and she told me, she told me 4 things.
Okay,
so one of the things that she told me was about how you had to leave Las Vegas early, which I knew already, but was helpful.
Yeah.
What do you think the other 3 things were?
Well, let's see. I used to play with Adi basketball.
Yes,
Used
to
kick my ass at basketball like on a regular basis. So I guess this was one of the things that I love to watch and
play.
play.
She didn't tell me that she would beat you, but she said you guys used to play basketball. And I know Oren, your partner, just in case anybody listening who doesn't know, Ami's partner is Oren Telodano, and who won the Player of the Year. So he loves basketball also. So one of my questions was, who's best between So Ed's better than you in basketball?
So playing basketball, I think we're both pretty bad. I mean, I guess that he would be better, but we are not so good at playing. Like it's just a shit show to watch us play. But we're both really big NBA fans. We really love watching NBA. So usually when we go to the Nationals, it's in the NBA city, so we just go and watch a game. We really love watching. In Israel, it's not so easy with all the time differences, so we just usually stay awake at night and watch some
Do you
some
have a favorite
basketball.
NBA team?
I think I'm more into players. I like players more. I like LeBron. LeBron, yeah.
So one of the things that cracks me up, I'll get back to Adi, but one of the things that cracks me up about Oren, because there was an article, he won Player of the Year, and so I was reading his article, and he was in the Well and Bridge Winners,
Mm-hmm.
which I recommend that series for people who don't know about it. And it was funny to me that he said, he talks about how he's really into meditation and yoga and stuff like that. And then he talks about how he really likes playing basketball, but it's really hard because he smokes cigarettes.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was so funny that he talked about all this meditation health stuff. And then he, in the same couple of paragraphs, talks about how all the cigarettes he smokes keep him from being
everyone telling it to him, because they usually have this long speech about how meditation is good for you and how you have to make it, and then he's like, okay, I'm going out for a smoke, I will see you later in 10 minutes. so yeah, he has a great answer for it. I'm not sure I would be able to do the same. But he's saying yeah, he's really into meditation.
Do you meditate?
I'm not meditating, no.
No.
I'm not into this as much as he did. I used to do yoga. My mom is a yoga teacher. So I used to do some yoga, but never got into this meditation stuff so much.
Adi meditates, I'm sure.
Yeah. It is also a yoga teacher now. And she's really into all this meditation stuff.
Does she live in
Tel Aviv? She really wants me to meditate also. Both she and Oren, they are
Have you and Oren done any bridge today? Today's Wednesday, April 9th. Have you guys done anything? And it's 10:30 in New York City time.
Yeah.
What have you guys done for your bridge today?
We did some qubit sets that we like doing. We talked a little bit about bridge. So mainly, the thing that we most like to do about bridge is just to talk. Even if we haven't played a hand, let's say I would play here with John on the internet, I would be and something came out that I think is interesting, I would just call him up and we would talk about it, because I feel when you talk to your partner, it's basically the best practice, because you can see how he thinks, how he works stuff out, and then at the table it's easier to figure him out because you just know how he would approach a certain problem. So even when we play, let's say on qubits, we would play or play online. For us, the most important thing is to talk later about the stuff that comes up, even if they are not so interesting, just to understand how we
and you'll talk on voice, you'll talk on the phone, on voice.
Yeah, on the phone, text, it doesn't need to be immediately after, but we just we need to hear how we thought, how we.
What was the thing you talked about
it's
today?
The best practice for us.
What do you think you talked? Do you remember anything you talked specifically about today?
Yeah, we talked about let's say you jump. What the hell? I will give you the auction. They open the club. I overcalled the heart. Pass and or beat 2 spades, which we played as weak. Now we needed to discuss what's the difference between 3 club, 2 no, and 3 spades. So so we don't want to do like a rule for this position, right? Because it's just going to be like, it's going to come up once in a lifetime. So we just want to talk to understand like what's the most intuitive solution for you in this position. Like, because I thought for me, like, it's position that 3 spade is like, would be like a light invitational. 3 club would be just like better one that I just don't know what to do. And 2 would be even naturalish, but like, and he thought differently. So we thought like, how can we intuitively like figure it out? And so if we come to the table in a different variation of this position, we will be able to work it out.
It was funny. I played a match online last night with like this kid named Ethan Derman who is 17, and we've played some. We've got like some partnership, and we had like the auction, a club, a diamond, just us bidding, a heart, a spade, and then I bid 3 spades. I was 4x1 with a stiff diamond. And now he bid 3-0. And he said, like in the chat on BBO, he said, what is our 4th suit there? Because he had like 15 or something, I think. And I didn't answer because I was like, well, we're playing this match right now. Like, and then literally like a couple deals later, same exact auction.
That's funny.
And I'm like, okay, I don't know, because I never answered, but he asked, and it's like literally, it's like it's not going to come. Yeah, so, but I didn't really have a hand anyway. I wasn't that upset because I was 6'4" and diamonds and spades, and he bid a club and a heart, so I didn't. I just bid 3-0 trump. Yeah. After whatever he bid, but it was fun.
Yeah, it's funny when these things come up because we also have a rule when we are playing a match, and let's say something comes up and we screw it up, and we usually don't like to talk about it in the middle. Like even if it's like a system thing that you just you really want to like see if you're on the same page. We usually don't like to talk about this in the middle, but. We had once also that the same thing came up like the next few days, and we were like, why didn't we just discuss it like in the middle? Because suddenly you're just like in the boat that is like either he thinks that we need to do like what he thought in the last deals, or
I like that as a rule. I think it's good, like just sort of competitive rule to not, like you don't want to give anything away to the opponents in terms of like. That you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. I also like it not to talk, not to like to be cool. Like I also feel like it's good, not only for the opponents but also for you, like as a partnership, to know like it's to move on. I guess it depends on the personality, because some people need to like get off the steam and then to move on. But like we are like, for us, start talking is like. Then it's just getting. Then we start like this dialogue and we can't get out of it. So we just prefer not to start, and we just we'll talk about it at the end of the day or in the end of the tournament or whatever. Or we never talk about it. It's also like.
So did you sort it out correctly on the second auction?
Which one? The 2 spade, 3 spade?
Well, you said you had the situation that came up, but in a match.
It was like you. It was like irrelevant. Like we just figured it out like in a way that it's not gonna happen. But I was like sitting there and I was like, it's interesting if I would do this. Like what kind of stuff? What kind of reaction would I get?
So when did you start to realize? So was it at like the summer in ABC when you realized that you guys could win Player of the Year? Like when did you start to realize that?
After, because we're not that like into it. We never for us, like playing in the US, we just feel like all the time that we don't have the points, because we came in there and we're like, it's all the time like everyone's saying like we are the foreigners, so we don't have the points. But then suddenly we went off the summer national. We were in the bar the last day, and then someone came up to me and were like, you won the Fishbein, right? And I was like,
Yeah.
no, cool. Like, yeah, that's fun. And then we came home and then we saw that we were like leading the ACBL Player of the Year race. So it was like even more, but we're not that into like this kind of stuff. We basically want to win.
Had you even heard of the Fishbein Trophy before?
No, but the year before our friend won it, Alon Bierman. And we made fun of him like a little bit of the name. Like we called him Fishbein for like the next few months. And then we won it, and it was like, it was funny, but it was, so this was when we realized that there's actually like an award.
Yeah. Cause like I was, when I was researching, like that's a pretty rare honor. Like, cause it was talking about how you guys came second in the Blue Ribbons in Austin.
Yeah.
Which I think was your first national.
Yeah, it was our first national. Yeah.
And I guess that was no, it wasn't the first event of the tournament, but like it was saying how Cedric won Player of the Year that year, but Basis has never won Player of the Year, for example. Or no, Cedric didn't win it that year. He had won it previously.
Yeah, I think it's really tough to win the Player of the Year.
Oh, I'm
right?
Sure.
Because you need to play all the tournaments, first of all. Like you need to play all the pairs tournament, all the knockouts. You need to do quite well in all of them. Like you can't really like have a bad, like totally bad nationals. Like you're basically out of it. And yeah, it's not easy. Some pairs not playing like the pairs games, the pairs events, like even the major ones. Some people prefer to come more rested for the teams, and so basically you need to do well in the pairs and then in the teams in knockout, and if not doing well in the knockouts, doing well in the Swiss, and yeah, it's a long journey.
I think Oren had 728 points, platinum.
Yeah, I just know that I have 3 behind Oren.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that I don't know how many points he had. I don't know how many points the third place had. I just know I had 3 behind him.
I think Marty Fleischer had 714. I think you had 725.
Yeah, just close. I think. Yeah, I just know that I was 3 behind.
What did you guys say when you found out that he'd won? What was like the conversation between the two of you?
Well, for me, I was happy. Like I was genuinely happy, but like Oren was a bit upset because he was like, he wanted for us to win together, and he was like, and he felt bad when everyone like, but it was okay. Like it's not for us. We always say like for the last like few months, it is like both of us award. Like it's not like he's not looking at it like it's his award.
That's the point I was trying to make when I introduced you. Like that. You guys were the best pair in the ACBL at winning that, I guess, last year.
Yeah. We wanted to win it together because we would be. I think we would be the first one to win.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think many. I don't remember seeing somebody.
This was quite dope to win it like together as a pair, because we only play together. Like we don't do all this like mixed match and like this kind of stuff. So this was the part that was upset because we wanted to win it together as a pair, and then suddenly this happened. But it's okay. It's like not like we were competing at the time, and it was not like.
How much did it go into your? Did you think about not leaving Las Vegas so you could win this, dude?
No, not really because of this. No.
Yeah, that's a tough. But so you guys had finished second in the Blue Ribbons. You'd finished then last year. You finished second in the Platinum Pairs.
We finished second in the Platinum Pairs. We got in the same one. We got to the quarterfinals, I think, of the Vanderbilt, and we finished third in the Swiss. We had we had a good like spring, and then in the summer we had like the big one, and then in the fall we were just mediocre, but it was good enough to win it. Yeah,
What was it like to finally win though? Like one of these pair games?
it
Because you've
was.
been second twice.
Yeah, it was a great feeling, the best feeling, because we played the platinum and we lost. We didn't even finish second. We finished second by 3 match points, which is for people to understand, it's like 0.0, like 0.1 maybe percent. Like it means that you can just every single thing that you can do is just winning it 3 match points, and you're gonna win the event. So this was a tough one, and but we came in like really poised about this one, because we were like, okay, we finished second. We know that we can finish first. Like it's not like we finished second in the platinum. We 3 match points behind. We just need to be just a tiny bit more focused. It's not even that we need to be way better. We just need to be like a tiny bit more focused. Just one thing, and it's gonna be okay. And then it was fun to finish like first for the first time in the US. Yeah.
You think the finals of the platinums is tougher than the finals of the Life Master pairs?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Like the finals of the platinum, you can easily be like out of contention just by you playing like okay bridge, not playing like exceptionally good bridge. You can just be like, okay, you're irrelevant for the tournament. I feel like in the rest of the pairs games that you're playing, like even the toughest one, the blue ribbon and the life master pairs, you usually when you play like, if you're a top pair and you're gonna play like good bridge, you're gonna be like in the top. Sometimes you're gonna finish like fifth, sometimes you're gonna finish first, sometimes you're gonna finish seventh, but you're gonna be like somewhere in there. But in the platinum, you can easily be like, okay, it's not your day. People are playing good against you. You're just playing okay. You're not doing anything special. So you just, okay, you're 15th or something. You just average in the finals of the platinum, which is totally fine. But it's like,
where does your life master pairs win rank in your bridge accomplishments?
That's interesting. I think somewhere in the maybe third or fourth. For me, always the teams always goes ahead of the pairs, because for us, like the pairs is more of a warm up to the teams, for the major of the teams. Like for us, like when we got once to the semifinals of the solo weight, and for us it's like it's bigger than winning the pairs, because for us it's like the teams is always like tougher. The knockouts in the States is like really, really tough to win. Like you would play day after day after day against top teams, and you need to win. So for us, it's always like also the Swiss. Like for us, winning a team event is always like much more satisfying than winning a pairs tournament, as prestigious as it is.
Well, the money's probably better too.
No, it's not. For us, it's not about money. It's not like winning the major. You want to win the majors. Like when you play, like when you put in the work, you just want to win the big tournaments.
Who was your solo? What year did you get to the solo weight semifinal, and who was your team?
We played, I think it was 2021 or 2022. We played with Dan and Peter. We played also with Simon Eckenberg and Jason Feldman.
Oh.
Yeah, we had and then we played and we won the round of 32, and then we won by 5 imps against Nickel, and then 4 imps against Rosenthal, and then we lost in the semifinals. But it was also a satisfaction, like to win small matches, like
against great teams.
Yeah,
Nickel and Rosenthal. That's tough back to back.
Yeah, this was a tough event, but it was. But for us, this is more satisfying than just playing that.
Who did you lose to in the semifinal?
We lost the street. We were, I think we were blown out. Basically, we were down by 20 at the half, and then it was like another 20 at the third, and yeah.
So one of the other things I think that you would get about what Adi said, I think would be obvious. The fourth thing I think is a little more obscure.
One of them is obvious.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't know. I just knew the basketball part.
So the obscure one is that you really like chess.
Yeah, I like chess. I'm not
The
so good at
obvious,
chess, but I like chess. I really enjoy playing. Yeah.
I do too. Same, and that is like I would say the exact same thing. I really like chess. I'm not very good at it, but I probably play it too much. I
Yeah,
play
I
10
also
minutes.
play a lot, and I feel it's really annoys me when I do like stupid blunders of chess because I feel like like I know I shouldn't do some certain stuff, and I just feel so bad at it. But I love it. Yeah, I love playing the one, and I love watching like also the top level. I really enjoy this.
The obvious one has to do with having different kind of rules for yourself or different eating habits when you're in Israel versus abroad.
Yeah. So when I'm in Israel, I try to reduce or not eat basically vegan. And when I'm abroad, I'm eating like whatever I want.
Which do you
Uh,
like better?
mhm.
Which do you like better?
Obviously, I like eating whatever I want more, but I feel like it's a good like rule for someone to like to try to do whatever he can to like that it doesn't feel like it hurts him a lot. Like because for me, eating at home, my wife is vegan, so it's like it's okay for me. Like I can when I'm at home, I'm like okay because we're into this kind of stuff. We like cooking the vegan stuff. And when I'm away at the restaurant, I will go with John or whatever to like a steakhouse in the States. I'm like, I'm gonna eat like a
Yeah.
mashed potato or something. I just gonna.
I mean, it does seem as a practical matter, it seems like it would be much easier to do it, like because of your wife and because you at bridge
And
tournaments, people.
I don't like some people are just like really don't like vegan food and they're like, okay, I have to have my meat. I'm not like that. Like for me, if I would go with someone that is like vegan for a week, I can go with him for vegan restaurants for like easy. It's not like I have to have like some certain stuff. For me, it's the problem is when I have like all these options and to limit myself when I'm away, it's like it's much harder for me than when I'm home.
So the options are you hate to miss out on the options when you have like the option.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
exactly.
Was that the baby crying?
No, not mine. This was
Okay.
the other room. So my baby is like is quite. She's sleeping, I think.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it would hurt her.
Yeah, it sounded like an older child
Yeah,
than
yeah. It
how
was
old
another
than
child, probably.
4 months. Um. Uh. When did you first start to like? When did you first start to see bridge as like a career?
Uh, well, also when we played in the juniors or in the under 21, we always wanted to be like in the Israeli Open team. We didn't
Yeah.
even see it as a career, obviously, yet, but like we always wanted to aim for the top level, to be like playing the Open team and to be like good bridge players. But then we started to play. We went to the military, and after that, I basically started off studying actually in the university. And at the same time, we started like hitting it off we got some pro offers. Then we started play because during COVID, we played online a bit. And then suddenly we started to fly and we needed to, and then I was like, okay, I should actually, I should probably choose like which direction do I want to go because right now, because back then I was neither here or there. I was like doing about this and this, and I was like, you need to choose, and I chose the bridge. But basically, before that, I was like, I just want to be a good bridge player. I didn't.
You used to play with Amir.
Yeah, with Amir
I
and
remember
Sion.
him. I remember him from Lyon, I think,
Really,
or maybe even Montecatini. But I don't
we were
remember.
both
I
in
don't.
Neon and Montecatini. Yeah,
Yeah,
what was the interaction?
he just was. Like I forget. He would come up and be like, we'd talk about the boards because in Lyon we were playing the same boards.
Yeah,
I guess we were doing the same in Montecatini, but uh, yeah, he would come up in Lyon and we'd talk about like the what our results were. We did really well in that event. My team did, and I remember Oren, I think from Montecatini because he was like jacked, and I was like, this guy's annoying. I mean,
yeah. Amir is
I
a guy
didn't.
that you notice him. Like he's also like a very like you can hear him from a lot of places, and you usually people notice him. Like, but it makes
Which
sense.
one?
It sounds like him, a guy that would ask a lot of people like, "What
Amir?
did you do?" Yeah, Amir.
Yeah, yeah. He was in Las Vegas, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. It was in Las Vegas. Yeah, yeah. He was my
Um,
first real partner. Like I had two partners. I had Oren and Amir. So I played with Amir, and Oren was on the team with Lior, who is now Amir's partner, and then we just made a switch, and I went to move playing with Oren, and Amir is playing now with Lior.
how did they pick the Israeli team?
Uh, basically, me and Amir started off like we were 13, I think, when we started to play together. We were going to like this project in Israel. We have like very good juniors programs, so we're going there, and someone just like, okay, listen, this is Amir. He's gonna be your partner, basically, and this is what happened, and we play like for the next 6 or 7 years or something.
But for the open team, like for the Europeans and stuff, like how do they
Oh,
do
in
it?
the Europeans. So basically, we have in Israel every year we have something different. I don't know why they do that, but the past years they're doing pairs trials. But they used to do also like if you do a team trials, you do like teams of four, and then the winners pick the third pair. This is also like something that they do. But last year and this year they're doing the pairs trials.
And how many days is that?
Usually it's gonna be like 2 weekends,
Hmm.
the trials.
What's your next big event?
We just came back from a lot of tournaments. Now we have a little bit of a break. We're gonna play next month. We're gonna play in India. We have a tournament there, and then we have a small one in Romania, and then the biggest event that we have next is Poznan. We're playing in Poznan in the European Open.
Who's your team? Who's your sponsor for that?
We play with the English team. We play with Tim Leslie
Hmm.
and Mike Bell and Tomasini and Ben Norton.
Hmm. I'm not sure I know Tim. I mean, I'm sure I would recognize him, but I don't know him. I can't
Yeah,
think of who.
you probably will.
Um, and because you guys have had like the last four NABCs, I think you've had different sponsors
Yeah,
each of the last four.
we're on a journey. Now we have a team for the next year, but yeah, we had a lot of different teams.
Is it the same team as Memphis?
Yeah, yeah, we play now with Migri and Parag and yeah, and the Dutch guys, very Kilian and Bartnab.
Migri Malka M. You know
Yeah,
that nickname for
Malkayan.
her? Did he tell you that?
No,
The
she
Queen.
didn't. But
When I played with Adi and Ilah, it was in Kansas City at the Spring Nationals, probably like 8 years ago. And Migri was my partner, and we were like at the restaurant after the session one day, and there's this guy there. Anyway, Migri's a lot of fun. Like she's up to
Yeah, really is a
she's
lot
up
of
for
fun.
some mischief. You know what that word means? Mischief.
No.
Like like some playful fun that could get you in trouble. Like if
Yeah, yeah.
somebody, it could upset somebody if they were not in good spirit.
Yeah. No, I love playing with Migri on the team. Like also she's originally from Israel, so we have like this automatic bond, but she's like a lot of fun to play with, also like to talk to. She's always fun.
She's very
I didn't
funny.
know you play with Migri.
Yeah, I played with her. My first ever world championship, I played with Migri. And then we played the mix first with Dennis Bilda and Christina Madsen.
Oh, yeah.
So we did well. And then we played the open with Jacko and Burrell
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and
nice.
Sanya.
Yeah, this I remember
Yeah.
that you played with Zach and with Yaniv and Michael, but I wasn't sure I didn't know that you played with Migri as a partner.
Yeah, Migri and I played, I think the first event that we played. So Migri and I met in New York. So Christina reached out to me and she's like, "Hey, Dennis and I are available for the mixed world championships." And this was in like the fall or early winter of 2013. And the tournament was in the summer of 2014.
Yeah.
And I'd never played, I'd played like NABCs, but I hadn't played in a world championship yet. And so I was like, well, I mean, basically Christina hadn't quite ascended, to the but Dennis, I was like, Dennis is he's
Dennis is
he's
a big
really,
figure. Yeah.
And so, but I was like, I responded, I was like, I don't have a mixed partner. And she's like, oh, you should get Migri. So I went to New York on Migri's birthday and we had lunch and we hit it off. And I came back, that was in January. And so I came back and I was talking to her on the phone and I couldn't understand her on the phone initially. And so I was like, I'm not sure that I can play with you because I can't understand what you're saying. Like when we're talking on the phone.
Was it
But we
because of
worked
the
that out.
accent? Why, like, because
The
of the
accent.
accent?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
accent.
the accent.
Totally. Yeah. So we agreed to play the spring NABC, or we agreed to play the platinum pairs together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was my first time ever playing the platinum pairs that spring. And we made it to the finals. And so that was amazing.
Yeah.
And then we played together for probably we played together in Tromso, I remember. We played together several nationals.
Oh, we played a lot together. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun to play with as a teammate. I know I've never played with her as a partner, but I know that as a teammate, she's a lot of fun.
She's very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny. And you guys played a regional. You played a regional with Mike Levine and Hilton Head?
Yeah, we played in Hilton Head, which was one of our favorite spots to play in the States. It was amazing. Have you ever been to the Hilton Head regional?
A couple of times, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, we really enjoyed it. Like the place, and it was, you play on the beach. Like it was unlike the US. Usually in the US, we play only the nationals, so we play only in like this big cities that is like crowded and stuff. And suddenly we came into like to this resort, and it was like a lot of fun to play.
So how many weeks do you typically play a year?
Well, this year we are playing a lot. Like we used to play the nationals and a little bit of like Europeans and like 6 or 7 tournaments. This year we're playing a lot. We're playing in India. We have 6 or 7 tournaments that are usually like 4 or 5 days. And we have the Bermuda Bowl, and we have the US with the regional, and we have Poznan. We're having a lot of tournaments.
I imagine winning player of the year is good for business.
Yeah, it's good for business, but yeah. Yeah, suddenly a lot of things came up, and then
yeah. So are you? What do you do? I mean, I know you do Qbids with Oren. Do you do anything else like while you play any bridge like with
I play a little
clients
bit
in
in
Israel
Israel.
or?
I have not necessarily with Oren, but we play a little bit. Like I have some guys that I play with, but not too much. Like I don't play too much in Israel. Most of
How
the
much
time
do
I
you
will play just abroad, and yeah.
how much do you and the D play?
Now she's playing. She has a different mixed partner. She's playing with Ron Pachman
Uh,
in the mixed national team because we are playing the Open. So she and Ron is playing the. But we used to play a lot. We used to be. She was my first teammate in the national team event. Like we played in the under-21, and she's like 3 years older than me, so she was more experienced, and she was like the first really like good teammate that I had. So we're going way back. She's basically been there with me for my whole journey.
and are you playing the mixed in Poznan or just the Open?
No, just the Open. Yeah.
I wonder have you seen how many teams have signed up for that?
No, I heard that they don't have as much team as they expected, but I don't know how many teams they have. Are you coming to Poznan?
I'd like to, but I don't have plans right
Mhm.
at this moment.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in Europe for Adam and Emma's Adam. Yeah, I'm going to be in Europe for a wedding. Yeah, so I'd really like to come. I just haven't figured out how to do it.
I like this kind of tournaments, the European Open. I feel like they are definitely different than the nationals, because they are more like
for sure
serious, like feels like more like with the screens and everything. Like,
yeah, you play the same boards.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. And it's fun for me because I get to experience like a different culture, you know, like I think the coolest tournament I've been to is Tromsø in the Arctic Circle in Norway. Because it's just so unique. Like I also like Iceland a lot because it's like you go there and it's the middle of winter and the weather's just wild. You know, like the sun doesn't come up till 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah, Iceland was
it's
amazing.
Yeah, so those extremes I think are cool.
When you run away with the tournaments, it's always more fun, right?
You know, I mean, especially when you guys are in the field. You know, like you guys are in the field. Klukowski with Kalita.
No,
that's real. Those are real bridge players.
I think we actually were the only team to win against you, right? We actually beat you in the round robin, and we were like, I think we were the only one because you won by like 40 VPs or something. But
I think we lost. I definitely remember losing that match, but I think we lost one or two other matches. Like that day was, yeah. But that was sweet, man. I'm glad you brought it up because I was trying to figure out how to bring it up.
It was a very good tournament. I really enjoyed it also. It was well organized, and like the place is like, it's so nice to play. Like when you see, for those who don't know, you play and basically you have a view to like some sort of lake or whatever, and you have the mountains, and it's like you feel like you can just stop playing and take like a picture at any point of the day, and it will be like better than the other one.
Some sort of lake. It's the Atlantic Ocean.
Was it the ocean there? The view that we had?
That's the ocean. Yeah.
This was amazing.
My favorite story. So in the finals, the Parag's team, we were up so much. It was 3 sets, and we were up so much after 2 sets that they said, you know, we would concede, but the weather's so bad, there's nothing else to do. And so we played the 3rd set. And the reason I bring up that part is because there's this Icelandic woman who was view graphing, who I'd gotten to know over the course of the day, you know, not really know, but just like had spent a decent amount of time around her.
Yeah.
And I remember that day, like the wind is blowing and we could see the harbor, like and I said, man, the weather's really bad today. And she goes, "Oh no, this is nothing. Tomorrow's gonna be way worse." And like they literally closed the airport for the entire day the
Yeah.
next day.
So the wind there it was like the craziest that we have ever been to. Like the wind, we were standing like in the streets and we felt like we are gonna just like blow by the wind, and but it
Yeah,
was fun. It was like different also from most of the places that you go to play.
I definitely brought some pairs of shoes that I did not wear one single second there. Like that was like all you needed were like serious boots.
Yeah, only the boots.
Yeah, I think there was like the weather was so bad at one point that Parag had a hard time walking from his hotel to the
yeah, he told me that.
playing
I mean,
site.
it was scary. Like some woman that we know, like just her purse just was like blown by the wind.
Oh, really? Did you guys play? Did you stay for the teams after?
Yeah, we played a festival, which was also a lot of fun.
Oh, that's right. We played against you in the pairs.
Yeah,
That's right. You guys crushed us. There was like one board where I was on lead and you had opened a strong no trump and I'd overcalled and I had to lead from king fifth of spades and I didn't do it. And I think Oren was dummy and he goes too tough.
Yeah,
I really appreciated that. You know, I really appreciated that from Oren.
Yeah. I don't remember the board, but I knew it was something like a no jump. You beat this 2 spade and a minor, and you beat 3-0, and you led from a 5-card minus into basically ours.
No. I think he bid Stamen, and now you got the 4 hearts, and now I led the stiff jack of hearts.
Oh yeah, it was 2 spade double past 3 or past 4, something like this. Yeah, and you just didn't lead from the spades. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but he said too tough. You know, that's the kind of thing you love to hear. You know, as an opponent, like it's very classy from Warren. Like you guys got a good result, and it was too tough. You know, it was just too tough to make that lead. And like it was cool because he knew the hand. You know, even though he was dummy. You know, like that was a nice.
He like told you afterwards that he's like.
No, he just said it. You know, he just said like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it became clear because like it was funny because like you had like a stiff club honor in the dummy, and Adam had the ace of clubs.
Yeah.
And
Now
you played a club.
I opened a note with a stiff diamond on, like something like this, and suddenly the hand played like really well after like. And if I opened like a minor, Oren played the hand, and he'll just lead to your suited spade. That's why you lost the hand.
Right. Yeah.
And I think a big part of the game is just to realize that some hands you're just meant to lose. Like some hands are just too, like you said, it's too tough. Like you're just gonna lose the hand just by opponents doing something good, or it's not by your style. Like sometimes you just do things that you really like believe in doing, and you feel like they're good like in the long run, but sometimes they turn out to be shitty, and you have to accept it as like in the long run you're gonna lose a lot of hands.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate, man. I really appreciate your getting a chance to talk to you.
Yeah.
Bad intro. I did a bad intro. You recovered me well from that. You've been a great guest.
No, it's okay.
Where's your wife? Where is your wife right now? You told her to stay out of the
My wife,
podcast?
She's staying out. She's studying right now. Some psychology, like how to. I don't even know how to say it in English, but she's like how to like help kids study. Like this is what she's studying now. So she's now doing some Zoom lessons.
Oh, so she is there.
Yeah, she's there. Like she's studying now.
So who has baby response? If the baby were to like cry and wake up, who would have to get the baby?
So now she's there. She's in the Zoom. It's like online. So so Dana is with her, but
you're gonna watch the U.S. trials. How much of that you think?
I would try my best. I mean, the hours are not so good, but lucky for me, it's the NBA playoffs, so I'll be up anyway. But I love watching bridge. Like for me, some
Yeah.
people don't like it as much. I love watching bridge. I love. Are you playing?
Who
No, you're not
Yeah, I
playing.
am playing.
Oh,
I've
you are
never won a
playing.
match in the team trials though, so hopefully
So who are you
there's like
playing?
two
Who is your team?
chances this time. I'm playing with Will Watson, and then our teammates are Kit Woolsey and Bart Bramley and James Holzhauer and Fred Stewart. I
Oh,
think we're
nice.
like the 13th seed out
Out
of
of how
16.
many teams you have in the
I think there's
trial?
16 teams. Yeah,
Okay,
so we're an
sweet. How does
underdog.
it work? Is it like knockout straight away, or you're playing like?
I think so. I think we play a 2-day match, 6 segments. I forget if it's 16 boards. I think it's 16 boards. But I've
So
gotten knocked out the last 3 years by Bart and Kit. So now I'm on their team, which is
it's
good.
not gonna happen again. You made sure of
They're
that.
not going to knock me out. Yeah.
No, I think it's a really fun tournament. The trials. Like this is a tournament that I wanted to play because it's like it's also like a very long knockout from day one. It's like, and then you have also the losers bracket or something like how do you call it? The
Yeah.
USA two.
Yeah. USA 2, they call it. Yeah.
Yeah, and this sounds like a fun tournament to be part of.
Who do you like to watch in the US trials? Anybody in particular?
Uh,
Greco Hampson because they play strong club, maybe.
Greco Hampton, I like watching because they play similar system to us. I like watching Brad and Joe. We used to play with them, and I think they have a very fun way of playing. Like also to watch, but also to like. I like the way they play. Who else can I watch? I like watching Vinny and Kranik and Demoy. They are also like usually a good show to watch. Uh, Basically that's it.
Fair.
I think that Kit
You,
and Bart, like they're also very like fun to watch. I haven't watched them a lot, but I always when I play against them, they always play like this very complicated system, and they suddenly in the end like, yeah, I ask for jacks here, ask for the nine here, like it's always impressive to see a pair that is on the same wavelength and going this deep into the game. Like it's
there was a hand against them. So the first year that we played them, they were on Fleischer with Joe and Brad and Marty and Chip, and we played them close. Like we were 6-handed. We played them close. They ended up beating us, but there was a hand where they had like a strong club reel, or they had a relay auction, and at like the 5 level, so Bart I think was captain, and he was asking Kit if he had either like both Ace King of Hearts or Ace King of Diamonds or something like that.
yeah.
And it was more likely that he had Ace King of Diamonds, I think, because he had length of diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm on lead against 5-0 with the King of Diamonds. And I know that Declare doesn't have the Ace King of Diamonds because I know what cards he has. And so I let a diamond and we took like the first, they make like 6 something. So that was one of my wins, but like, it's hard to really talk trash when
No, and
they
this
beat you
auction,
every
like,
time.
also you can't really talk trash to someone that just like actually can relay for the whole hand, right? It's just like it's like you can't do it. Like they have an incredible system. I really like. I don't know. I don't like playing relay. Like we thought about playing relays. I don't like it. For me, it's like takes away part of the game that like I love to do, like being naturally. It's like something that we love to do, but like when you watch it, it can be so impressive. Like when someone just relays and relays that the other guy just keep on giving responses and they all know what everything means. It's just, it's a beautiful part of the game, but like,
But Brad and Joe play relay too. But you think Kit and Bart's is more sophisticated than their relays?
no, but Brad and Joe also have crazy relay, but I don't know. Brad and Joe, they I think they play something different, like from Keaton Bart. Keaton Bart play. I don't know. I've never seen like they how they somehow manage to stay low, like when they relay. Like they usually like get most of the hands right by the like 4 or 5 level. Against me, anyway, I haven't watched them a lot, but like against me, it always feels like they're double down when they are beating. Like when they start all this relay, you just want to tell them like, okay, just say the final contract. Just look at the hands. Just tell me what's the final contract and who is on the lead, please. And that's a nice part of the game. So that's exciting. You have a good team, right? Do you have a draw for the first match, or how does it work? Or just...
Yeah, we're playing. I think we're playing Simpson actually.
Oh, nice. We play with him, yeah.
Who's your sponsor? No, actually, we're playing Goodman. Yeah, I think we're playing Andy Goodman with Mike Cassell.
Who is his team? Mike Cassell, yeah.
Let me look. Since 2025 USBC's bracket. Yeah, we're the 12 seed. We're playing Goodman, and that is Andy Goodman with Mike Cassell, Rodwell and Simpson, and David Granger and Joel Woolridge.
Yeah, Simpson. Okay. It's going to be a fun match. I will watch it. I'll try watching it to see what's going to happen. So what for you would be a success in this tournament? Like, what would you be happy with?
You know, when I tell like non-bridge players that I'm playing in the team trials to represent the U.S. World Championships, they get pretty excited. You know, like that sounds really cool.
Yeah,
with good reason.
Yeah, it's cool.
But it's like I tell people that I played bridge against Bill Gates, and the next question they ask is, "Did you win?" And the answer to that question, unfortunately, is no. We played like 7 boards against him in New Orleans at his table. And there was one board where I had like an 11 count, 4 triple 3, and I just bid 1 no after my partner opened the bidding. And at the other table, they bid 2 no, got to 3 no, which should be down, misdefended. That was the match. You know, like, and I called my teammate. I'm friends with my teammate. And I called him like a year later, and I was like, you know, this is like an American expression. You might not have heard this before, but I said, I got a bone to pick with you, or I'm mad at you. And this is like a guy that I've never told him I was mad at him before.
Yeah, this is a good thing to say, like, because I played with John, and John is not a guy that is mad at anyone. Like, but if he's mad at you, it seems like, like I asked you one thing to win against Bill Gates. I didn't care about anything else. You can scrub the rest of the tournament.
No, I'm just imagining he's like, it's just friends. It's like him and his partner, you know, like his life partner.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm just expecting that he's like, wait, whoa, you're mad? And I'm like, what the hell, man? You know, why do you got to let 3 know me? Because that's killing me. Actually, I saw Bill in Vegas. So Bill was playing the 2-day Swiss at the end of the Vegas tournament, or the 1-day Swiss, like the last day in Vegas. He's playing in the Swiss. And I really wanted to go up to him and say, because I've met him before, and be like, hey, Bill, John McAllister. And I go, and I was going to say, you know what the first question people ask me after I tell them that I played bridge against you is, did you win?
Did you win?
And the answer is no. And that sucks, man. So, wait, where did I get started on this? Oh, yeah, the trials. I mean, I just want to win a match in the trials. Like, I've never won a match. Like, you know, I'm not a serious, contender. Like, I just want
how intense the 2 days match are. Like the 2 days to play against the same team, and you're playing like six segments or like 8 segments, or I don't even know what you're playing, but like it's so intense to play 2 days against a team and then just to win. It feels like so good.
I think we play 3 segments a day. I'm not positive, actually. I don't know.
That's how they play in the Bermuda Bowl. So I guess it's just
that makes sense
that you have something like this, something similar.
yeah, like I don't want, I want to win a match. I think that's my goal.
Do they play in tablets? Like, do they, or in
We
the,
play on like Chromebooks.
but in
So
the
you're,
rooms, like they used to do?
yeah, so you're in a hotel room with your screen mate,
Mm-hmm.
just the two of you, and you're on a computer. Uh, so it's different, but it's cool because you have an entire play and bidding history for every match.
Yeah.
So you can see, say if Max Straw's sitting in my seat, I can see what he did for every decision that he had
During the match, like you can not during
afterwards.
after the match. Yeah.
Yeah.
You like it? Like you prefer this way?
I mean, I'll say like the year that we almost beat Joe and Brad,
Mm-hmm.
like I think those guys are intimidating to play against at the table. Like for me, it seems like there's so much they're at such a higher level in terms of how they're thinking about the board we just played.
Yeah.
And I think it was helpful for me to not have to have both of them at the table, because I'm just dealing with one of them. So I don't have there's like an
Yeah, it's
energy
different
around
to
it.
play like in the room
Yeah.
and like. But
Yeah.
how
Like
does it
they're
work?
like,
Like you have table there. You can just lay down on the
no,
bed and
you just
play.
like
Like
in a
what?
chair. You
You
could,
just
you
have a
could sit
chair
on the
and you just
bed.
play.
You could sit on the bed if you wanted to. Like sometimes they take the beds out of the rooms, but not always. Like I've never sat on the bed, but like you literally, it's very
That sounds so funny. Like
different.
you can actually lie on the bed and like
Yeah, you
just
could.
play like you're playing like an online game. Just
Yeah, yeah, totally, totally. But I mean, one of the things is it really, it would be very difficult to cheat in that
I think
environment.
that it takes something away from like it's not always it's not only cheating. It's also like when you play at the table, you have this vibe of people at the table because it is what it is.
Sure.
People just give away a lot of information. It's definitely different to play like this.
Yeah.
Like both from your partner and the opponents. Like you can see like in the table has the energy of the table is like something that you take away. And I don't know. I've never played like this. I think we've played on tablets. We bid on tablet and we've never played only on tablets, but definitely not on the separate rooms. But would be fun to try. Who was your
I mean,
screen mate? Who did you play on the?
I'm glad, I'm glad that it's like some people really care about it and they're like, no, you have to play with cards. I'm glad that it's an option, but I'm also glad that we do play with cards too. Like I'm glad that I would be disappointed if it got to the point where we never use cards.
Yeah, I get that. For me, it sounds weird. Like it sounds like we're playing on BBO, right? It sounds like
I
we're
mean,
just playing a fixed game on BBO, and we're just like.
It doesn't have like the double dummy analysis though after the board's over, which is good because on BBO, you can see with the double dummy analysis and you can play trick by trick.
Yeah.
So it's good to move on. I mean, my screen mate was Bart a lot. And Joe that one year.
Because also I feel like this is very important, right? Like who is your screen mate suddenly is like very, because in the bridge table you're like, okay, he's my screen mate, but I don't really care. But suddenly you need to share a room for 2 days with this guy. Like you better think carefully, like who are you playing again?
Like Platnick. So we also lost to Kevin Rosenberg and Brian Platnick for the last 2 years. And so Platnick was my screen mate some last year. And he's really funny. So I ended up interviewing him on this podcast afterwards because I just thought he was like he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
But it's easy to be funny when you're beating somebody, like
that's gonna be interesting. It's to see like, because for me it's a different way of playing. Like it's so weird to play like this.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe people that are constantly playing the trials, they are like used to it already. But like for me, it would be so weird to play like this. Like when you're not in the same room as like you're in a hotel room sitting there. It feels like it's weird.
Yeah, some people are vocal and complain of it, but I like it. I think like Schaumburg, where the event is held, is sort of
Where is it?
it's in outskirts of Chicago.
Mm.
So, and then it's like at the end of April. The weather's going to be kind of middling. I don't know. It's been there for a good few years. I'm sure
Oh, it's always in
I'm
the
sure
same
it's
place. I didn't
yeah,
know.
for at least the last like 5 or 6 years, I would
Mm.
think. But it's probably easier to run it the way they. I mean, I don't know.
You're
Jan
playing just
Martel
for the Open, I guess.
runs it. Yeah, just for the Open. I'd like to play the mix, but I don't have anything for it. So
It's
I don't
also
know if the
so
entries are
long,
closed for
like
that
to
yet.
play.
Well, not for me when I just play 2 days.
No, but even if you play, like you play, the minimum that you can play is 2 days and 2 days, right? Or you can.
Well, because there's a USA 2 this year, we're guaranteed 4 days of play. So we lose if we win, we're guaranteed four. So if we win, we're guaranteed 6 days because you got the USA like 2 bracket, the losers bracket. Everybody goes into that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's quite a lot, I think, to be guaranteed to
hopefully I'll
play
be there
with.
for a long time. I
Yeah.
hope to be there for I hope it feels like an eternity.
I hope so too. When does it start? 2 weeks, something like this, right?
It starts on the 24th, I think.
24th, yeah.
Yeah. And my birthday's on Friday, this Friday.
Oh, cool. That's
Yeah.
like 2 days from now. Okay.
2 days. I'll be
I'll
49.
try to remember and text you something.
Yeah, I like that. Maybe tell Adi. I don't know if Adi knows it's my birthday. How would you two play basketball against each other?
Well, so basically Adi was good at high school. Like she was actually like playing for a team and like she was more serious. I'm just a basketball fan. So and my big advantage is that I'm like bigger than her. That's my only advantage. But like when it comes to shooting or anything, she was just like way better than me because I couldn't shoot the basketball. I was like, but we used to play like once a week or twice a week, or when we were on tournaments, we were used to play like. And it's funny because we are both like competitive, so it was like, so they used to like, usually we're winning and trash talking me, so it was.
We used to play Hearts, me, Adi, and Ella. Have you ever played Hearts?
No, I know I know the rules, but I've never.
Like Adi would get so serious in that. Like she would just like when she was like where she got to like a point in the hand where she could like start to count it, and she just would really, it was, really
She's really
focused.
competitive. She's sometimes we used to play. I think one time we played against kids. Like we needed to like share the court, so we played against some kids, and she was like trash talking the kids. I was like, dude, chill, like.
Oh man, yeah, she's something else. Yeah, that's the thing about bridge. It's like I've got friends all over. We've got friends all over the world. Like I can't imagine ever going to. I mean, Israel's obviously the history there is amazing, but I don't know that I would ever gone to Israel. Who even invited me? Jacko invited me. That's what happened. Jacko invited me to come play with him.
Yeah, definitely. You get to see a lot of parts of the world, and you get to meet all these people, to see all these cultures. Like, because for me, the biggest thing about going to the States, like outside of bridge, is to see how different people are. Like we were in Memphis now, and we played in like Hilton Head, and we played in like Las Vegas, and they are always like so different from each other. Like just by the energy of the people, the vibes, also the accent, everything is like. The food, everything is different.
What's your favorite city that you've been to for a tournament in North America?
I liked Austin. Yeah. I liked Austin. Austin was great. I liked also Toronto and San Francisco. I like. Basically, the main thing that we care about is the food.
Yeah.
Like for us, like when you come to play, because you basically play all day, so the one thing that you care about is to have like a good lunch, nothing too heavy, and like good coffee in the morning, and something like not too many homelesses people like in the streets. But it's basically that's it. You don't need like this crazy like stuff to do it. Like,
Do you and Oren share a room normally, or do you get separate rooms?
we share a room. Yeah.
Did you stay at the Sheridan this time?
Yeah.
Did you have bed bugs?
No, not that I know. You had?
No, but Debbie Hyatt, who does hotel rooms separately from the ACBL, she told me that the Sheridan had bed bugs, so I stayed with her elsewhere. Stayed in her
It
hotel.
sounds like a good strategy for her.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There was
We
like a
usually
good little
stay
Chinese.
at the tournament hotel. We like the host hotel. Like it's usually the most convenient one.
Yeah. There was a good little Chinese place. I think it was called Little Petals. You ever go there
No, I don't
for
think so.
lunch? There's a coffee place right across from it that I liked. Also,
Yeah, there was a good coffee place there.
What's your coffee drink? What do you drink?
I drink latte. Try to drink
Ice
it with
or
oatmeal. When
ice or hot?
Hot. I mean, in the summer in Israel we drink ice, but not in the States we drink usually hot. You try to drink every morning in the tournament, like to go out. It's part of our routine to go outside of the hotel to look for a good coffee place and drink there. Because otherwise you just stay in the hotel for the whole week and you're basically not going out at all. So it's.
How'd you get hired by Parag?
Migri set us up with him. Like she was.
And do you and who handles that between you and Oren? Did she reach out to one of you or
she
both?
Reached out to Oren, yeah.
He's a business manager?
Depends which guy, but yeah, I can talk to.
Is it hard? Is it hard getting clients?
Is it hard? I think it depends. Like how we feel like it's sometimes can be tougher than like other times, but we try to work hard and to like from up until now we had like offers for all the national that we've played. We have never like played like non-pro, but obviously some people struggle and you can see why. Like,
it must be nice to have like a cycle deal though, I would think.
Yeah. So, I mean, depends. Like, let's say last year we played, like, we had a big tournament, right, in the summer. So if we had a cycle, we would just be on the same deal for like the rest of the year, and suddenly we're like,
right.
It depends how
prices went up.
Yeah, when you're, because we're still at the beginning of our journey, so we need to. Every tournament that we're doing well, we're just making better names for ourselves.
We got to play. We got to team up at some point.
Yeah, we need to do something. We need to do something. It was fun playing. I still remember this was. We were playing in Poland, me and Adi, and we were like in a pretty good spot, and we were like, and Adi and me, I think, fucked it up like 2 matches in the end, and we lost. Like, I don't remember what happened, but we were like, this was an upset because I was upset because it was 2 days event, and we felt like we were gonna be there, like in the knockouts, and we were like, just suddenly really.
Yeah, I was thinking about a hand from the last match. So we like basically the top 32 qualified in that, and I think going into the last match we were like in 33rd or 34th place. So we're playing another team, and like I don't think it was possible that both of us could qualify. Like I think one or the other could qualify, but not both.
Yeah.
Which is not an ideal situation, but whatever. And I was just remembering this one hand where I declared 3-0 and I just played it really badly and I could have made it. And yeah, it was not a pleasant memory.
Yeah, but this is it's hard playing the Swisses, like the 32 qualifier, because even if you start off well, like you have a good first day, it's very, very easy to like fall down. This is like, it's very slippery to like, suddenly you have like a loss and you go down like 10 places and then another 10 and then you're suddenly in the bubble and anything can happen in a one match.
It was a fun team though, because, Adi, Olivia was my partner, Olivia Scherson.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
It was the first time I met Olivia and it was awesome as a teammate. And I'm really happy to see her, to see her growth. I feel like she's playing like really good now.
Yeah, she was on my trials team last year. Because her dad, I played with her dad for a couple of years as teammates.
Yeah, with Max.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, man. It's great to see you. I'm really happy for your babe.
It was great.
Dana. And I'll hit you up when we're probably release this. I don't know. We're working with a new company, so I think we'll probably release it within a week, but
okay, perfect.
Positive, but I'll hit you up. Yeah, this is fun.
Okay, it was fun. Good luck in the trials. I will try to remember 2 days from now. I will put it on my phone. I need to text you a happy birthday.
Well, that definitely earns points. For sure. For sure.
I'm not promising I will remember. I will try to remember.
I'll
do my best.
I'll be waiting.
Don't wait for me. Start a party like your birthday early, and then don't be there. We just wait for Ami to text you happy birthday. Just do your thing.
I'm gonna be like, all right, guys, it's like midnight Israel. I think he's out. I don't think I'm gonna hear from him. Yeah. All right, man. Thanks a lot, Ami.
Okay.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.